Yo, peep gang. Time for me to do my Eastern Conference Semifinals picks. And let me say this. The way my picks have gone for what I picked in the first round, something I should have known better. I should have known better. Especially that Pacers and Bucks series. I should have known better. I'm better than that. Even hindsight 2020, I think I still would have rode with Detroit anyways, because I'm gonna say that was the best. That was the best series in the Eastern Conference. Even though it only went 6 games, that was the that series was so nip and tuck. But anyways, let me get into my picks for the Eastern Conference semifinals. So I'm gonna start with the Celtics and Knicks because man, I'm gonna say this. This is gonna be. I think this is gonna be a classic series. It's going at least 6, in my opinion. The Knicks definitely showed that they're a lot better than I thought they were. I mean, I knew they were a good team, but I don't. Sometimes I have I question or I look puzzled at some of Thibodeau's coaching decisions. That's more of the reasons I kind of picked Detroit over the Knicks. Should have known better because man, Jalen Brunson, man, that was a big ass shot he had. The closest series out, man. Brunson cold, man. I think this is gonna be a classic. We're gonna see. I think we're gonna see some games decided by a go-ahead bucket, a buzzer beater. Um, I think is gonna. I think this is gonna be a classic series, even if it only goes 6 or hell, even if it somehow just goes 5. I do feel like the games are gonna be quite nip and tuck, and close games. But gotta say this. I do think I do think the two best players for the Celtics and the two best players for the Knicks will somewhat cancel each other out as far as points and production. Yes, I know Cat is a big man. I'm aware of that, and I'm aware of the different skill set between him and Jason Tatum compared to Jalen Brown and even Jalen Brunson to Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. However, I'm gonna say this. Um, like I said, I think these games are gonna be close. I think there might be maybe one blowout, but the blowout I think it'll be more so like 20. I don't see either team getting like annihilated in the game like by 30 on some like what Miami got when they got swept by the Cavs. That was an embarrassment, by the way. But this is hard. This is a hard pick. I do think it's a little closer than some people may think, but I'm sorry, Knicks fans. I got to pick against you guys again. I'm going with Boston in 6. I'm going with Boston in 6. I do think this is going to be a very close series, and it's going to be something to watch. Especially it seems like the Eastern Conference allows a bit more physicality in the playoffs than compared to the West. Not saying the West hasn't been physical, but I've noticed they've called a bit more fouls, like on average, in the Western games. But I'm going, I'm going with the Celtics in 6, and my main reasoning is, um, I think the Celtics have a better bench compared to the Knicks. I do think they have the personnel to make adjustments easier. Now, yes, I do. Yes, I know. Technically, the Knicks can go small, but to me, the Celtics can go traditional lineup to maybe having bigs, but they're more so a finesse team, and I do think the X factor for the Knicks will be Porzingis. And determining how well he plays, him and Pritchard and that bench, I think the bench and the X factors on each team, like OG Anunoby and Porzingis, will, in my opinion, dictate where the series is going to go on in that front. But that's going to be, I think, man, I think that's going to be an amazing series. And on to the last game, the Cavs and the Pacers. Let me say something. This is one of the picks. I think I let my heart get in the way because I should have known better. I should have picked against Glenn Rivers. I know better. But possibly the Pacers, how they won that series, and how Halliburton went over, scored a go-ahead bucket to close the series over a former Defensive Player of the Year winner. So all the credit to the Pacers, and good Lord, like the Pacers played a lot better defense than I thought they would play. But they are going against, in my opinion, a juggernaut in the Cavs as far as the East goes. I mean, the Cavs can run two bigs. They can go small. They can run a traditional lineup. They move the ball well. They play good team defense. And I think defense is really going to determine this series. It's just I know the Pacers have played better defense, especially this year and even in the playoffs. And I know they're a great offensive team. However, I think the Cavs is going to be too much. Now, they got two bigs that can pass the ball well out the post. You got Donovan Mitchell, who seems to be on a mission. The Cavs have been the best team in the East the entire year, and man, this is going to be it. I'll say this is going to be an interesting series, but I gotta roll with the Cavs. I think the Cavs just have too much. They got Evan Mobley, Defensive Player of the Year. I can't remember what game it was. I think it was Game 3, and Tyler Hero got hot or started, gaining some momentum. And I saw Evan Mobley, or maybe it was near the end of the game when Miami was trying to make a comeback. I saw Evan Mobley guarding Tyler Hero sitting in the chair and contesting the shot. I'm like, that he's a big man guarding a perimeter player in the perimeter. Yeah, that doesn't come along much. That doesn't come along much. And the way that the Cavs can switch on defense because of the versatility of their team, and they do play good team defense, I do think it's going to be too much for the Pacers to handle. I mean, I know the Pacers are going to, speed up the tempo. I know they're going to run up and down the floor. However, I do think the Cavs can match that. So that's what I'm going with. I got Boston and the Cavs going to the NBA Finals. I got Boston in 6. And I got the Cavs. I'm going to roll with the Cavs in 6. I'm going to roll with the Cavs in 6 as well. I would not be surprised if it went 5, but I'm going to roll with the Cavs in 6. Be easy, everybody. Deuces.